Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will see some questions based on binomial theorem and mathematical inductions. So in this slide, we have practice questions from 27 to 38. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and the owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Okay, let's start with question number 27. It says we have to find the sum of series 20C0 minus 20C1 plus 20C2 minus 20C3 till 20C10. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. We know that 1 plus x to the power 20 can be written as 20C0 plus 20C1x plus 20C10x to the power 10 till 20C20x to the power 20. On putting the value of x equal to minus 1 in the above expansion, we get 0 is equal to 20C0 minus 20C1 in between minus 20C plus 20C, it is 20C9 plus 20C10 minus 20C11 till 20C20. Now 0 is equal to 20C0 minus 20C1 till minus 20C9 plus 20C10 minus C. Now 20C11 can be written as 20C9, right? Similarly, 20C20 can be written as 20C0. Clear? Now 0 is equal to, let's take see 20C0 and 20C0 will be added, right? Minus 20C1 into minus 20C1 is added, right? So it is 2 times everything. So let's 2 common. Take 2 common. 2 times 20C0 minus 20C1 plus 20C2 till minus 20C9 and 20C10 will be out of this. Clear? So let's move 20C10 on other side. You will get 20C10 is equal to 2 times 20C0 minus 20C1 till 20C10. Clear? So summation of 20C0 minus 20C1 till 20C10 is basically 1 by 2 20C10. So I think option B is the right choice. 1 by 2 20C10. Clear? I think it should be, if we got this on another side, it will be, I think, minus of 20C10, right? Or we have added 20C10 and subtracted, right? Clear? We have added both side 20C10 plus 20C10 and this side also 20C10, right? So that we got this one. Okay. So I think option B is the right choice. Now let's move to the next question, question number 28. It says 1 plus x to the power n is equal to c0 plus c1x plus c2x squared till cn x to the power n. Then the value of c0 plus 2c1 plus 3c2 till n plus 1 cn. It is equal to. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's discuss the solution. See, since this term is given as this, multiply both sides with x, right? So x times 1 plus x to the power n is equal to x c0 plus c1 x square till cn x to the power n plus 1. Now, let's differentiate. Why we have done this multiply x and then differentiate it? Because, see, it is 2 times c1, right? That means it is, if it is 1, then we have multiplied with 1 plus 1, which is 2. If it is 2, c2, then we have multiplied with 2 plus 1, which is 3, right? That's why we have to differentiate this. Now, after differentiating left side, we will get 1 plus x to the power n plus nx, 1 plus x to the power n minus 1. And right side, we will get c0 plus 2c1x plus 3c2x square till n plus 1 cn x to the power n. Let's put x equal to 1, both sides. Then we will get c0 plus 2c1 plus 3c2 till n plus 1 cn is equal to 2 to the power n plus n times 2 to the power n minus 1, which is equal to 2 to the power, let's take 2 to the power n minus 1 common, into n plus 2, Right, option A is the right choice. Clear? A is the right choice. Let's move to the next question, question number 29. It says, if n is greater than 8 plus 3 root 7 to the power 10 and n belongs to capital N, then least value of n is. So again, you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. Since we know that f is 8 minus 3 root 7 to the power 10, right? Here f is basically 0 to 1, right? Clear? So 8 plus 3 root 7 to the power 10 plus 8 minus 3 root 7 to the power 10 is an integer, right? Because see, n is greater than this, right? And n belongs to natural number, right? And we have added fractional part of this thing. Clear? So this is an integer, hence the value of n, hence this is the value of n, right? Because n is greater than something. We have added n is an integer which is natural number. We have added something which is between 0 to 1, right? Clear? So n is still will be this. So this thing is greater than this thing. This thing 8 plus 3 root 7 to the power 10 plus 8 minus 3 root 7 to the power 10 is greater than this one, right? And this is an integer. Clear? So I think option B is the right. Let's move to the next question. Question number 30. 49 to the power n plus 16 n minus 1 is divisible by. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution. See, 49 to the power n plus 16n minus 1 can be written as 1 plus 48 to the power n plus 16n minus 1, right? Now 1 plus 48 to the power n can be further expanded with 1 plus nc1 into 48 plus nc2 into 48 square till ncn 48 to the power n plus 16n minus 1. Now minus 1 and 1 will be cancelled out. So it is 48n plus 16n plus nc2 into 48 square plus nc3 into 48 cube, like this. So it is 64n and c. This is 48 square. Let's take 8 square common, right? So if we take 8 square common, then it is nc2 into 6 square plus nc3 into 6 cube into 8 till ncn 6 to the power n into 8 to the power n minus 2, right? So now this is basically divisible by 64 because 64 is also here, 64 is also here. So we can take common 64, right? So this term is basically divisible by 64. Okay, option C is the right choice. Fine. Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 31. It says, if A is 1000 to the power 1000 and B is 1001 to the power 999, then which option is correct? So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. See, we know that this expression you have to remember 1 plus 1 by n to the power n is less than 3 for all and belongs to natural number, right? 1 plus 1 by n to the power n is always less than 3, whatever will be the value of n when n is natural number. So 1001 to the power 999 upon 1000 to the power 1000 can be written as, let's take 1 by 1000 1 common. So 1 or multiply or divide with 1001. So 1 by 1001 into 1001 upon 1000 to the power 1000. So 1 by 1001 into 1 plus, it can be written, 1001 can be written as 1 plus 1000, right? Which is basically 1 plus 1 by 1000 to the power 1000. And it is basically, since this term is basically less than 3, right? We know that this term is less than 3. So this whole term is basically less than 1 by 1001 into 3, right? Which is basically less than 1. Clear? So 1001 to the power 99 upon 1000 to the power 1000 is less than 1. So by cross multiplying, you will get that 1001 to the power 999 less than 1000 to the power 1000, which is B less than A, right? So option A is the right choice. B less than A or A greater than B. Clear? Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 32. It says, If n minus 1 CR is equal to k square minus 3 into n CR plus 1, then k belongs to. So again, you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. Since n minus 1 CR is equal to k square minus 3, now NCR can be written as NCR plus 1 can be written as n upon r plus 1 into n minus 1 CR, right? Now let's equate the coefficient. So k square minus 3 into n upon r plus 1 is equal to 1. So after cross multiplication, we got k square minus 3 upon r plus 1 upon r, right? Now we know that k square minus 3 is less than 0, is between 0 to 1. Clear? Because when n greater than equal to r, this implies r plus 1 upon n less than equal to n, right? Less than equal to 1. So r plus 1 upon n less than equal to 1. Clear? So r plus 1 upon n is basically k square minus 3. So k square minus 3 is greater than 0 and less than equal to 1. This implies k square is between 3 to 4. So k belongs to minus 2 to minus root 3 union root 3 to 2. I think option D is the right choice. Clear? Root 3 to 2. Clear? Let's move to the next question. Question number 33. It says the remainder left out when 8 to the power 2n minus 62 to the power 2n plus 1 is divisible by 9 is. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. Since 8 to the power 2n minus 62 to the power 2n plus 1 can be written as 8 to the power 2 can be written as 64 to the power n, right? Because 8 square is 64. And 64 to the power n can be written as 1 plus 63 to the power n minus 62 can be written as 63 minus 1 to the power 2n plus 1. Right, and it is basically equal to 1 plus 63 to the power n plus 1 minus 63 to the power 2n plus 1. We have taken minus 1 as common. Now it can be expanded 1 plus nc1 into 63 plus nc2 into 63 square till ncn into 63 to the power n plus it can be expanded as 1 minus 2n minus 1 c1 into 63 plus 2n plus 1 c2 into 63 square till minus 1 63 into 2n plus 1, right? Now let's take 1 plus 1 as 1 plus 1 is 2 and let's take 63 as common, right? 63 into nc1 plus nc2 into 63 like this. Clear? So when we divide this expression by 9, since 63 is divisible by 9, so when we divide this expression by 9, 2 will be the remainder. Clear? So I think option B is the right choice. 2 will be the remainder. Clear? Now let's move to the next question. Question number 34. It says, if x is positive, then the first negative term in the expansion of 1 plus x to the power 27 by 5 is first negative term. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's move to the solution part. See, since r plus 1th term in the expansion of 1 plus x to the power 27 by 5 can be written as tr plus 1, which is can be written as 27 c5 into 27 minus 27 by 5 minus 1 till 27 by 5 minus r plus 1 upon r factorial, right? Clear? It is 27 c r x to the power r, right? So 27 by 5 cr. So 27 by 5 cr can be written as this. Cr can be written as this one. Now this term is basically negative. This term will be negative if the last factor in the numerator is only one negative factor, right? Clear? Because all the terms are positive. Clear? All the terms are positive. So if the last term is basically negative, then whole term will be negative. So 27 by 5 minus r plus 1 less than 0. This implies 32 by 5 less than r. So R is basically greater than 6.4. So least value of R should be 7. So if R is 7, then which term will be? Since R plus 1th term, so put R is equal to 1. So 8th term will be the first negative term. Option C is the right choice, 8th term. Clear? Now let's move to the next question. Question number 35. It says, let Pn is equal to n square plus n plus 1 when n belongs to natural number is an even integer, then therefore Pn is true for when Pn is true. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will move to the solution part. Okay, let's move to the solution. Since Pn is given as n square plus n plus 3, let's put n equal to 1. So Pn is equal to 3, which is not an even integer, right? Thus Pn is not true. Now n into n plus 1, it can be further expanded as n into n plus 1 is always an odd integer, right? Is always an odd integer. So I think option D is the right choice. None of these, right? Because P1 is not true and it is always an odd integer. Clear? It is never true. Clear? So this expression is never true. D is the right choice. Clear? Now let's move to the next question. Question number 36. It says, for all n belongs to natural number, 1 into 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial plus 3 into 3 factorial till n into n factorial is equal to. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will move to the solution. Okay, let's discuss the solution. Let the statement Pn be defined as Pn is equal to 1 into 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial plus 3 into 3 factorial till n into n factorial, and it can be further written as n plus 1 factorial minus 1, right? Clear? Now, suppose this is equal for all natural number n. Now let's verify this. Note that P1 is true since here P1 is true. When you put n is equal to 1, you will get 2 factorial minus 1, right? So P1 is true. Now assume that Pn is true for some natural number A. So Pk is true for some natural number K. So Pk is basically 1 into 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial plus 3 into 3 factorial till k into k factorial, and it is equal to k plus 1 factorial minus 1, right? Now to prove Pk plus 1 is true, let's calculate Pk plus 1. So Pk plus 1 is 1 into 1 factorial plus 2 into 2 factorial plus 3 into 3 factorial plus k into k factorial plus k plus 1 into k plus 1 factorial, right? Now it can be written as C. If it is true, then it is equal to Pk plus 1 factorial minus 1 plus k plus 1 factorial into k plus 1 factorial, right? K plus 1 factorial into k plus 1. Clear? By equation 1. Because this term is basically k plus 1 factorial minus 1, right? So this whole term can be written as k plus 1 factorial minus 1 plus k plus 1 into k plus 1 factorial into k plus 1, right? Now let's take k plus 1 factorial common. K plus 1 factorial common in this one and this. So we got k plus 1 into k plus 1 into 1 into k plus 1 factorial minus 1. So it is basically k plus 2 into k plus 1 factorial minus 1. So it is k plus 2 factorial minus 1. Thus Pk plus 1 is true, right? Whenever Pk is true. Therefore, the principle of mathematical induction, Pk is true, Pn is true for all natural number n. Clear? So option C is the right choice. This is equal to this one. Clear? Okay, let's move to the next question. Question number 37. It says, for each n belongs to natural number, 2 to the power 3n minus 1 is divisible by which term? So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's discuss the solution. See, 2 to the power 3n minus 1 can be written as 2 cube to the power n minus 1. 2 cube is 8, so it can be written as 1 plus 7 to the power n minus 1. And it can be further expanded as 1 plus nc1 into 7 plus n to the 2 into 7 square till ncn into 7 to the power n minus 1. Minus 1 and 1 is cancelled out, and we can take 7 as common. So this term is basically divisible by 7. Hence 7 divides this 2 to the power 3n minus 1, right, for all n belongs to natural number. So I think option D is the right choice. 7 should be the right answer. Clear? Now let's discuss next question, question number 38. Let Sk is summation of 1 plus 3 plus 5, that is some odd number, plus till 2k minus 1 is equal to 3 plus k square. Then which of the following is true? So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. After 10 seconds, we will discuss the solution. Okay, let's discuss the solution. Sk is basically 1 plus 3 plus 5 till 2k minus 1 is equal to 3 plus k square. Put k equal to 1 in both sides. We get LHS equal to 1 and RHS equal to 4, right? If we put n equal to k equal to 1, you get LHS as 1 and RHS equal to 4, which is not right. Put k equal to k plus 1 in both sides. In place of k, we get LHS equal to this term and RHS equal to this term, right? So after solving, LHS equal to RHS, clear? LHS is getting equal to RHS. So if Sk is true, then Sk plus 1 is also true. Hence, Sk implies Sk plus 1, right? So I think option B is the right choice. If Sk is true, this implies Sk plus 1 is also true. But S1 is not true, right? Okay, thank you so much.